Hi, and welcome to another episode of the MMT Social Hour Chat. I'm Chelsea,
I'm Nikki.
I'm Jenna.
I'm Stephanie.
and tonight we're going to talk quickly about Xcaret, Xcaret Arte, and Casa de la Playa. All four of us were just there last month on an agency fam trip where we got to stay at Xcaret and Xcaret Arte, but also tour all three and all the eco parks they have. So we started off, we were at Xcaret, which is the family-friendly side of the resort. It has a ton of rooms. If anyone wants to talk to the rooms, they were really different than what you would find at most all-inclusive resorts.
Yeah, the rooms were beautiful. All of them are going to have like a hammock. Some of them you can actually jump off of your, I don't want to call it a porch. What is it? It's not a balcony. It's like a rock slab that you can jump off of into the river from your room. It's amazing.
Yeah, like
it's
a platform.
Resort.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're not going to find like a normal balcony. And it is important to note there are some 18 plus areas on this resort too. So if you are traveling with like your extended family and you want to be in like the 18 plus in the exact same resort, the other one is just next door. So it's not that big of a thing. But anyways, the rooms are awesome. And I was actually in a king bed room because I got spoiled because my roommate didn't come. And the bed was awesome because it actually faced out the window. So I had like a gorgeous view when I woke up. And that was really cool too. You guys had the double bed option, so you can speak to that.
We did, but those were larger double beds than what I feel like most all-inclusive resorts usually offer. Like those are like true double, like almost queen size, as opposed to like the ones that are like, oh, it's a double bed, and you're like, this is almost a twin. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
So that
And they were
was a nice.
they were
bonus.
so comfy too. Like I was surprised at how comfortable the beds were because I was like, okay, I don't want to get up now. Yeah, it was so cool. And then they had the shower like in a separate area. They had a toilet area that you could close off, toilet closet with a fancy, tell us about it, Chelsea, like peekaboo window. And then a soaker tub. They had a double soaker jetted tub. We had one. We had a balcony. It was beautiful. We overlooked the garden area and the river. We saw the river from where we were too.
I actually had a swim out, and it was nice that you could actually go out that exit and lock the door behind you, because that's always kind of tricky at some resorts because you really can't do that. So I was able to walk right out of my room's, like patio, and go down to the pool or other areas of the resort, which was really like a really nice feature to not have to go all the way through the building and around.
Yeah, we all went down to the pool, and you were like, "Oh, I'll just come out my back door."
Yeah, one of the speaking of like heading right out the door, there's so many hidden things in caves there because you're like in nature. They have a vegan restaurant in a cave. And they also have a meat cave, we called it. What was it called? Las Cuevas.
Yes.
All you can eat meat and like all different kinds of meat. Like they had goat. And they had
like the Brazilian steakhouse that fresh for you and bring it around.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
They also had an outdoor area. Stephanie, I think you went out there, but they had a grill, and they would cut your fresh piece of meat and then grill it for you right there.
Yeah, and they did vegetables out there, and
it
was like a cage of meat.
It was. It really
like
was.
Little vegetable garnishes around.
Yes,
like a Christmas tree.
It was like cavemen dreams is what that restaurant should be called.
That restaurant was great. But the other thing too was those buffets there. Like most people don't like a buffet at an all-inclusive, but the buffets at Xcaret were like beyond. They had so many options from like vegan, vegetarian, like every single one had so many options just for that specific food category. But then everything from pastries to American favorites to Mexican favorites to it was endless.
That was actually my favorite, and I'm not a huge buffet person other than breakfast. I love a good breakfast buffet, but usually for other meals I could leave it. I wanted to eat at the buffet at Arte for every meal. It was so good.
And the evening was so fun. Oh, sorry, Jenna.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. The theme was
so cute too because it was like a market, is what I love. What were you gonna say?
Right, and you could go. So like they had little. I think at breakfast they had pastries. Yeah, so they had bags where you could put your pastries, or at dinner, lunch and dinner, you could go get bags full of candy at the market. It was super cool. I also love that they made fresh tortillas right there, and they would make you like a fresh taco or a fresh quesadilla literally right in front of your face. And it was so good.
Yeah, I don't think I had anything there that I didn't like.
And I think their dining and the rooms and everything we're talking about leads into really what this resort is about. It's really like a cultural immersion. So when you stay here, you're not staying at like a resort that could just be picked up and dropped, anywhere else and looks the same. You're very much immersed in like the culture of Mexico, which is really awesome.
I like that they speak Spanish to you first, and then they're very fluent too. But most resorts, I feel like you have to like really try to get them to speak Spanish if you like kind of want to do that. I know I've had some clients in the past that are like, I speak Spanish, I want to talk to people. What's a good resort for that? And this one is an awesome way to really immerse yourself with that, because they will, like, even just ordering room service, they're going to answer the phone in Spanish.
Yeah. So when we were at dinner one night, one of the hostesses was like quizzing me on the Spanish that I knew, because I told her I only knew a little bit, and she was like, "Come on, let's see how much you do know. Let's like give it to me." So that was funny. I agree with Nikki. Like, that was a kind of nice touch that they just wanted to speak Spanish, and it was all part of just the experience.
It's very good.
Yeah. And then, included in that, like, the eco parks are definitely so immersive in like the experience, because you can go to the cenotes or the Xochimilco Fiesta, or where else can you go? The Senses, the place I'm thinking, I can't think right now. Chichen Itza.
There you go.
Chichen Itza. I was thinking you can go to Chichen Itza. They take you to Chichen Itza. It's all included.
Well, you need to go to Fuego, and you need to go
at night.
Or not Fuego. Yeah, explore.
Yeah, explore Fuego.
Fuego.
Yeah.
And zip line through fire and burn off all your calories for the week hiking the towers to zip line.
Yeah, it's like
probably
at least what, 20
if you're claustrophobic, don't do that park.
Well, you don't have to go in the caves, and ziplining at night is so much better because you can't see how far you're gonna fall to your death.
It's just a surprise.
I hate ziplining, but that was like, sweet, I don't know, I could be 2 feet off the ground.
No, that tower that we got on before going through fire, I was like, is this the worst one? The guy said, no, this is the funnest. I'm like, I'm pretty positive this is the worst one. He's like, no, it's not, just go. And I'm like,
it's kind of
jumping off
backwards, then it's the worst.
Yeah, Nikki and I went through fire together.
And you guys got to capture every moment, because Nikki got the photo package.
Yeah,
they offer.
Yeah, except for my fire pictures didn't work, so I have to go back. I even emailed them.
So there's these cool little animals. They're like mosaic animals all throughout the resort and the parks, and you just tap your band, right? Because we all had bands. Tap your band, and they take your picture.
And they're everywhere. They're like on rope bridges. I have one that I'm like in a hole. I have a lot of pictures by myself because I bought the photo package. I had to get my money's worth. So.
Well, they really are everywhere. Some places, you say, oh, the photo package is not worth it. I got those cameras were places you wouldn't even like expect. They were all over the resorts, the parks. So
I think it was like $59. I mean, I was by myself. I think it's more, it's like depending on how many people are in your room. But I want to say I was like $59 for both resorts and all the parks, which that's
nothing.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
But it was really, it was fun. I enjoyed the cameras.
And then when you get back to the room at night, they have your pictures going across your screen.
And they like follow you around the resort too.
Yes.
Like photo thing, all of a sudden you're like, I'm famous. And then you realize you're not actually that cool. Because it's just selling you something. But for a second, it's awesome.
And then, you did bring up a good point about how it was the same package for Xcaret and Xcaret Arte, because we did move over to Arte after the first 2 nights at Xcaret, which is the adults only resort, which
16 and up,
which I really liked. And they are connected. So if you're walking through, you could kind of feel like you're at the same resort in a sense. So if you're staying at
Arte
resort.
We did swim there. Me and Nikki kayaked by accident.
Me too, but it is close enough that you can end up there really easily.
And so it's like a tiered system where you get access to it. So if you're at Casa de la Playa, which is the highest, you have access to Arte and Xcaret. If you're at Xcaret, you have exchange privileges at
If you're at Arte, you have
at Arte, everything's Xcaret, So it kind of goes down from there, which is nice because it opens up way more dining options, and just the resorts are not laid out in like a traditional sense, so you can kind of go through and explore. It's nothing's in a straight line here, so it really leans into that eco-friendly, like built into the landscape vibe
bridges to get to buildings, like they definitely didn't move things. They built around it. I think it's important to note too, like you have the ocean, and then there's kind of like a wall barrier they built, and then you have, or maybe they didn't build it. I couldn't tell what was real and what wasn't. I don't know. And then there's the river, and then you take the bridges like to walk to your different buildings and stuff. So it's definitely, I feel like, I mean, you could speak to this more. I know you have more of like the accessibility kind of stuff, but I definitely feel like it was more of, if you're wanting to adventure, and, you know, I would love to go with my husband. I don't think I would take my little kids yet, because I don't think it's super stroller friendly. But I also like that for me and my husband, it would be like an adventure all the time. Like you're walking through a rope bridge to go to your room. Like,
I think if you're active and you enjoy doing that stuff, because not just the resort, but like the parks and stuff that are included, it's a great option because you kind of get a little bit of like an excursion within the resort. And
also on the beach resort.
Right. I'm a go to the resort and camp there. Like that's my vacation style. Like you get there, but I would go to every one of those parks if I was there with my husband. We didn't have enough time to do, like 4 days was not nearly enough time. Something else right. And something else to say about those buildings, and like Nikki was talking about the oceanfront, there are particular buildings in each resort that have oceanfront and spa access and different access. So it's definitely worth working with an agent just to know exactly where you need to be or where you want to be for these things.
I had no idea. I'll be honest, like before we went down there, I had absolutely no idea what we were like going to be experiencing. Because the website and everything, like it's just such a unique property with so many different things to do and reserve and see and all these things. Like you definitely need someone to guide you through it, especially your first time, because not only are there all those things, but then there's like categories within the resort that if you book that category, you're not doing other things.
Right. So like we were in Artista's building, which was the like dedicated 18 plus butler part. And each building in Arte has a specific, like a theme. So I think ours was the paintbrush, and you could go and paint at different times of day in their little workshop, or you can knit, or I think there was sewing. There were so many things, like we didn't get to see it, but like Arte has so many things. But if you want to be in like these dedicated areas that are oceanfront butler only, then like specific buildings and categories are like where you need to be. So let's talk about the exclusivity of La Casa de la Playa.
We have to, one more thing at Arte we have to talk about.
Okay. What's up?
We have to talk about the speakeasy.
Oh, yes.
In the music section. In Musica.
I don't think I could find it again. So there is a speakeasy that you literally like go.
It's like a legit speakeasy.
So
it's someone
behind the employee stuff. Like you walk past like the employee parking, which is kind of scary in Mexico, for being 100% honest.
You have to find a taco stand outside of a random open door and know the secret.
And then you have to have the password too.
Right, you have to have the password.
Anyways, really, really cool. We have to talk about that though, because people love that kind of thing. I love that kind of thing. And where it's at that adults resort too, it's a really fun nightlife thing.
Yeah. And they do like a live show at night within the speakeasy. Like it's almost like right? Is it bottles?
It's
or
like bottles that
they all light up.
Really cool. Okay, you can talk about the other one now, but
No, so La Casa de la Playa is like right up my alley. It's super bougie. 63 rooms, maybe? I think there's 60 something rooms, all butler, all oceanfront. Like when you walk into this, you just open this, and I'm like, okay, I'm home.
It's like
but
15-foot ceilings and doors, if not higher.
Right.
In every room. Like,
and they all have jellyfish.
Yes.
What?
I forgot about
There's jellyfish?
Yeah, in the tank. Every room.
Oh, they were cleaning it in the room we toured, but they have like these jellyfish tanks in the wall.
Stop. I missed that. I was too busy focused on the stone tub and private pool outside.
Or how about
the ocean?
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
And then they have their 24-hour. There's 4 things that are 24 hours. Their chocolateria.
Yeah.
What else? They have their bibliothèque.
And
the
tequila.
bodega and the tequila. If you
Oh,
can
and
reach
the
it on
cellar, the wine cellar.
Yeah, cava. The bodega is the tequila, and then
yeah.
Okay. And
Cava
then we
is
have
the
cava, which
wine,
is
yeah.
the wine.
Cava is the wine, yes. So if you can go in La Cava and find anything, if you can reach it, you can take it,
Mhm.
which is awesome. So like you go hunt for like this amazing bottle of wine and you just take it back to your room with you.
And the
24/7.
purpose of that is that they want to make it feel like home. So you can go, like, you don't have to ask anyone for anything. I mean, you do have butler service, and the service at the, is incredible. But for those little things, like you want to go get a tequila, bottle of wine, like hot chocolate,
Some chocolate, yeah.
you can just go and serve yourself.
More churros.
Just bring all the churros back. Nobody's policing it. It's awesome. Screw
The
the
restaurant
wine.
that we didn't get to go to, though, because it was at La Casa, that I think is probably going to be like one of the best restaurants ever. They have one that's only run by women.
Yes.
Yes, that was really cool to hear. I was like, well, that is the most efficient kitchen that there is on property. Like,
Cleanest.
like that's going to be great. You're going to get your food on time. Like, it's going to be awesome.
And so many of their restaurants have like tons of awards and accolades. Like, they're like best, chef, his restaurant's best in this country. They
had the first Michelin star chef out of Mexico has a restaurant there. I think it's Arte. I can't remember.
But
it's definitely so. Like La Casa is definitely a very boutique and more, I would say, serene feel than Arte in Mexico.
Yeah, it definitely is. Where the other ones are kind of that more adventure feel, like we were talking about. That one is definitely more of
luxury.
Like your spa relaxation.
But you still have that like nature element.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still like your room was almost like carved into this, the mountain or whatever, and it's still very like natural and eco. That's kind of the theme that flows throughout. What's nice about all three is that transportation is included to and from the airport, because it's about an hour. It could be a little more, a little less, depending on traffic. So it's nice that transportation is included. And it's not like a little janky van. Like, it is nice, big coach buses. You have a lounge, depending which terminal you fly into, where you can wait until the van's ready to take you, or the bus is ready to take you. And then to all the parks, there's transportation. It just runs continuously. So you don't have to worry about setting that stuff up in advance. Like, you just know you can go out and the bus is eventually going to come by to take you to whatever park you're going to. They also have a boat that's included, which I had wanted to do. We really didn't have enough time.
We were there for 4 nights. Like,
you
could spend 2 weeks down there, and I'm not sure you'd even see everything.
There's
some
a lot.
of those parks are, like an hour away. Some of them are really close, but not all of them are.
Right. So like Savage, when you go by, you'll pass Savage on the way in, and the Xochimilco, you pass them when you're closer to the airport. So and
then even Isla Mujeres too. They have a boat that goes out to there.
Yes.
Right?
So that's new. They have a ferry that takes you to Isla. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The one I wanted to go to, I do want to go back. So the Jelha, because they have a really cool experience that nobody believed me about.
Nobody else wants to sign up for that.
You can get like a massage like under a waterfall, and like you're like in
lay
the
on
water.
the hammock.
Yeah, you lay in a hammock. It's the coolest thing ever. And someone's underneath you with it, like pretend this is their feet, and they're like this.
Tell me you don't have kids without telling me. I get that massage every day of my life.
I'm gonna come over and like pitch a hammock in your front yard.
Mother will take care of you.
But they do have unique experiences like that.
Some are better than others.
Animal encounters and all this other. So it's very
there's like massage just like chilling by the lobby.
Yeah, there's like so much that's just happening all around you, no matter where you are.
Yeah, when we walked up to check out, I don't think y'all were there yet, but they had like a pop-up mariachi band, a whole big mariachi band putting on a performance in the lobby when we were checking out. I'm like, well, I'm in Mexico and I love it.
Speaking of pop-ups, they had all those like food, like chips and pork rinds, and then candy, and then burgers, and then tacos, and
fresh fruit.
It was included. Like, those are the things that usually it's like, oh, that'll be $5, like upsell. They were
Mm.
included. Like you get this like big
Mhm.
bag of stuff, and it was included. It was crazy.
It's almost like getting the good part about like a beach vendor from a resort, right? But it's in the resort and it's part of it. So you're not like walking around fishing like singles out. You're in your bathing suit by the pool. Like it's all
Bartering how much you pay.
yeah, like yeah.
Pork rinds.
You get your coconut drink and like you just take it.
Yes.
So,
oh, that resort was amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the pictures don't even do it justice
No,
either.
not
which is
even
so
a
No.
little
bad.
bit. That pool that you first see when you walk out, that's just like that infinity pool going out, is like pictures don't even somewhat come close to
Yeah.
doing
No.
actual justice.
yeah, you really
Yeah.
have to go there to understand
Appreciate.
what it,
Mhm.
what it really is. So, like we mentioned, all 3 resorts, they're going to be for different types of people, different family types, different price points as well. So definitely work with an agent. We will help you. There was, I believe, 20 to 30 of us there that
20.
were there and experienced it and really know, what's going on and how to best match you with that. So if you're interested in booking any of these resorts or really any other all-inclusive, we can help you with that. The website is below. It's marvelousmousetravels.com/contact us, and you can fill out a form and one of our agents will get in touch with you. So thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you learned a little about Xcaret and are excited to plan your next trip.
Bye.
Bye.